Welcome back to Kings of United States. Today, we're diving into the story of one of Hollywood's most beloved actresses, a woman whose charm, talent, and resilience have made her a household name for decades. This is the life of Sandra Bullock, a shining example of grace under pressure, a superstar with a heart of gold, and an artist whose legacy continues to grow. Sandra Annette Bullock was born on July 26, 1964, in Arlington, Virginia. But she didn't grow up in the traditional American way. Her mother was a German opera singer, and her father was a voice coach and part-time contractor. That unique blend of musical performance and structure was the backdrop for her childhood. Sandra spent a lot of her early years in Europe, especially in Germany and Austria, where she learned to speak fluent German, and even sang in a children's choir. She grew up surrounded by culture, discipline, and creativity. From a young age, Sandra was no stranger to the spotlight. She would often accompany her mother to opera rehearsals, absorbing everything around her. She started performing in small roles in her mother's productions and quickly developed a love for being on stage. Her early life was filled with travel, music, and performance, which shaped her into the versatile actress she would one day become. Eventually, her family settled back in the United States. Sandra attended Washington Lee High School in Arlington, where she became a cheerleader and took part in school plays. She was outgoing, energetic, and already showing signs of that magnetic personality that would later win over millions. After high school, she attended East Carolina University to study acting, and it wasn't long before she realized she had to take a leap if she wanted to make it in the film industry. She moved to New York City, working odd jobs as a bartender, waitress, and coat checker while studying at the neighborhood Playhouse Theater. Those early years were tough, but Sandra was determined. She appeared in off-Broadway productions and small television roles, gradually catching the attention of casting directors. Her breakthrough came in 1994 with a movie that would change everything: Speed. She played Annie Porter, the everyday woman forced to drive a bus rigged with a bomb. Starring opposite Keanu Reeves, Sandra's performance was fresh, funny, and real. Audiences instantly fell in love with her, and Hollywood took notice. The film was a massive hit, grossing over $350 million worldwide and catapulting Sandra into the A-list. From there, the roles kept coming, each one showcasing a different side of her. In While You Were Sleeping, she proved she could carry a romantic comedy with warmth and authenticity. In A Time to Kill, she showed her dramatic depth. Then came Miss Congeniality, The Proposal, and 2 Weeks' Notice, all smash hits that made her America's sweetheart. But Sandra Bullock wasn't just relying on charm. She was constantly evolving, both on and off the screen. In 2009, she gave a performance that would define her career. In The Blind Side, she played Leanne Toohey, a tough, compassionate Southern woman who takes in a homeless teenager and helps change his life. The role earned Sandra the Academy Award for Best Actress. It was a powerful moment, not just a win for her, but validation of years of hard work, versatility, and commitment. Ironically, that same year, she also won a Razzie Award for her role in All About Steve. She showed up to accept it in person, wheeling in a cart of DVDs to hand out to voters, laughing at herself and showing the world that she didn't take things too seriously. That's part of what makes Sandra Bullock so likable. She's real. She doesn't pretend to be perfect. Behind the scenes, Sandra was building an empire. She started her own production company, Fortis Films, which produced several of her own hits like Miss Congeniality and 2 Weeks' Notice. She also produced the wildly successful sitcom George Lopez. Sandra wasn't just acting, she was shaping stories, giving opportunities to others, and building something bigger than herself. Her career continued to soar with films like Gravity, a science fiction thriller that pushed the limits of technology and performance. Playing a lone astronaut lost in space, Sandra delivered a gripping, emotional performance that earned her another Oscar nomination. The film was a global success, earning over $700 million, and cementing her as one of the most bankable stars in the world. But Sandra's journey hasn't been without heartache. In 2010, shortly after winning her Oscar, she faced a very public betrayal. Her then-husband, Jesse James, was caught in a cheating scandal that dominated headlines. Just days before she was set to celebrate one of the highest moments of her career, her personal life fell apart. Yet Sandra handled it with strength, grace, and silence. She stepped back from the spotlight, focused on healing, and turned her attention to something much more important: family. That same year, she adopted her first child, a baby boy named Louis. Years later, she adopted a second child, a daughter named Layla. Sandra has often spoken about how becoming a mother changed her completely. She chose to raise her kids away from the chaos of Hollywood, prioritizing privacy, stability, and love. In interviews, Sandra has said that her children saved her. That they brought purpose to her life in a way no movie ever could. And that sentiment shows in everything she does. Whether she's acting in a high-octane thriller or producing a heartwarming comedy, there's a quiet strength, a grounded energy behind it all. She continued to shine in films like Ocean's 8, Bird Box, and The Unforgivable. In Bird Box, especially, she showed once again that she could draw audiences into a story with nothing but her eyes, her voice, and her emotional intensity. The film became a cultural phenomenon on Netflix, showing that Sandra's star power hadn't faded, it had simply adapted. Sandra Bullock has always marched to the beat of her own drum. She's not on social media. She's not chasing attention. She values privacy, family, and authenticity. She once said in an interview, "I'm not always going to win the popularity contest. But I'm going to stay honest." That honesty, that willingness to be vulnerable, is what sets her apart. She's also quietly generous. Sandra has donated millions to disaster relief efforts, including after Hurricane Katrina, the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, and the 2010 Haiti earthquake. Her philanthropy is never flashy. She doesn't do it for headlines. She does it because she believes in it. In 2010 and again in 2014, she was named the highest paid actress in the world. She's also been named one of Time magazine's 100 most influential people. And yet, if you asked her, she'd probably say her biggest accomplishment is being a mom. As of today, Sandra Bullock remains one of the most respected and admired figures in entertainment. She's weathered the storms, faced the highs and lows, and come out stronger every time. She's an actress, a producer, a mother, and a woman of deep character. Her story isn't about perfection. It's about resilience. It's about finding joy in the ordinary, strength in silence, and purpose beyond the screen. Sandra Bullock has built a life and a legacy that goes far beyond Hollywood. And the best part? She's done it all on her own terms. So whether you first saw her behind the wheel of a runaway bus, floating alone in space, or cracking jokes in a beauty pageant dress, one thing is clear: Sandra Bullock is more than a movie star. She's a symbol of enduring strength, grace, and authenticity in a world that rarely allows all three. Thanks for watching Kings of United States. If you enjoyed this story about the incredible Sandra Bullock, please like this video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We'll be back soon with more powerful stories of the people who shape America's culture, history, and heart.